Hello, it's Jeffrey with Real Nifty Vintage, and I have another week of what sold on Etsy. Um, this is the week of February 15th through the 21st. I had a huge week of sales, so I'm going to go through pretty quickly on some of the items. First up, we have these really cool fruit glasses from the 60s. They're taller and slimmer, so they're kind of styled as a Tom Collins, and they sold for $29.95 plus shipping. Once again, everything is plus shipping. The buyer always pays shipping. And I have a special that just ended, and so they received another 15% off of that price, so it came to about $25. And they're just really cool. Glasses, all different fruits on there with gold rims. Next up, we have this cross-stitch pillow. I got it maybe about a year ago, very cheap with a whole bunch of other pillows, and I sold this one for $8 plus shipping. Next up, this is some cat string lights, blow mold style, and I picked these up for $2 at a yard sale, and they sold for $45. I originally had them for about $65 or $75, but they sold for $45, and again, 15% off of that. Next up, we have this clock. You might remember it. It was from a haul video, my first haul video. So it's a wood-cased body and really nice shape. You can put like a little knick-knack in here. I paid $10 for it, and it sold for $39.95 with 15% off. Really cool. Next up, I don't know if no, I didn't close one out. All right, we have this clock, or this lamp. It's a really neat lamp. I paid $2 for this at a yard sale. Has a really neat chrome bottom, that fake wood stuff, and it's a dimmer on off, and then it dims up. Really nice shape, and they paid $24.95. Next, we have these glass refrigerator dish. These are by Federal, and they are the vegetable ones, so they have vegetables embossed on the tops of them, and the sides are ribbed like that. So it's a 3-piece set, one large and then the 2 small ones, and it sold for $49.95 minus 15%. Next, we have just this is a pair of pillowcases, and they are kind of thin. They're sheer. They're not in the best. Well, they're not that lively, let's say. And so I only sold them for $6, but I've had them for maybe half a year. So I'm glad to see them go. Next, and complete opposite of that, is some unused vintage. Oh no, this is a fitted sheet. It just is small. This is a fitted sheet, and it is probably from the 70s, and it sold for $12, I think. No. $19.95. I'm getting confused. This here is a sheet, and it sold for $19.95. I think I have a pillowcase coming up. Vintage Afghan. This was from a haul video. I already sold the other Afghan that I bought with it. The other Afghan was the one with the 3D looking flowers. This one is the other one, and it sold for $24.95. Just a really pretty Afghan, though. Lots of really nice colors. Here's the other pillowcase I was thinking of. So this is completely unused and has a really pretty floral design in there, and it sold for $12. All right, we have these chickens. These are from a recent haul video. I cannot remember what I paid for them, but they sold for $24.95 for the pair. And they do have some issues. They have wearing of the paint on the outside. Now, what's interesting to note about these is the paint is under the glaze on everything except for the red. And I don't know why they did that. And there is a reason for this, I know, because I have seen a lot of vintage ceramics that have the red applied over the glaze. So I'm not sure why. It must be a technical reason, but it always ends up chipping, of course, because of that. And then there's the crack right here. So all of that has been disclosed, and it's still sold for about $25. Here we have a really cool decanter. It's by Owens, Illinois. And so it's a decanter pump. There's the spout right here and right there. And then there's 6 little shot glasses. Really cool piece. I think I paid about $4 or $5 for it at a yard sale over the last season, and it ended up selling for $39.95. Again, with 15% off for my special. Let me go in a little bit closer. So yeah, there's the shot glasses, and they're frosted with gold birds and leaves on there. And there it is, deconstructed or pulled apart. So yeah. Next up, we've got these great Hazel Atlas cobalt blue sugar and creamer cups. I bought these for it was either $4 or $5 at a privately ran estate sale over the last summer, and they sold for $14.95. They took a long time to sell. I thought they would sell for around the $20 to $25 mark, but that just didn't happen. So now I know. But all in all, they're really great pieces with no chips or damage, and glad that they sold. This is a really cool Afghan that I've had for, well, since about yard sale season, somewhere in there. And although something's telling me that I bought this at an auction for a couple dollars, it ended up selling for $75 and plus 15% off of that. What makes it $75 is the 3D aspect of it, and the fact that it is a queen size Afghan. So it is meant to go over a bed, and here it is over the bed. So it's not just a standard throw blanket. And so the larger ones are harder to find. You can find them, but they're just a little bit more scarce the larger you go, and the more practical sized ones are priced higher. I started for this Afghan around the $100 mark, maybe $115, and I've just been slowly backing down over months. And yes, it finally sold for $75. This abacus I just bought at the auction a couple haul videos ago, and I think I paid $1 for it, or yeah, about $1, and it ended up selling for $14.95. And this one does have chips on the sides of it, and so I was surprised that it did sell that quickly. Especially because there are other ones like this listed, and they're all around the same $15 to $20 price range. So that's good to know that these kind of things sell that quick. Next, we have this Tweety bird glass. I picked these up. Oh, that's funny. I put an exclamation mark instead of the number 1. These I have quite a bit of these different character glasses like this. This one right here, the Tweety bird, sold for $9.95, and yeah, just a nice clean item to sell. I usually pay about $1 or $2 for things like this, but I will pay up to half of the cost depending on how quickly they sell. The Looney Tunes ones take a little bit longer than, say, Star Wars or E.T., stuff like that. That's a little bit more popular. Next up, really cool, really great. I paid under $20 for these at an auction, and they are the primary, well, they're like a turquoise blue, and they're the refrigerator dishes with the ribbed tops, in very, very nice shape. And they sold for, oh boy, $115. But again, minus the 15% special. But there's only a couple little marks on the side, and I think a little mark right there. But all in all, really, really great pieces. Next up is one of these Thermos Lunch Boxes. You see me buy these all the time if you watch my videos. I mentioned that the silver ones are a little bit more desirable than the black ones, and that is true. So I have 3 black ones currently listed still, and only had 1 silver one. And you can tell just how beat up this is. There's dings in it. These latches are really rusted. I don't know if I got any. There we go. Really rusted. There's marks all over, and it's still sold for $22. So that is a good thing to note. And they're very easy to ship. They're lightweight. I think it's a 2-pounder. And you don't really have to worry about anything breaking. All right, next up are these great Blendo glasses with the pink. Pink is a little bit harder to find than any of the other colors. And so I priced them at $44.95 for the set of 6. I bought these at Goodwill for $1 a piece, and I was expecting to just wait until they sold for $45, and they did finally sell for that, except, again, the 15% off special. But they do have a gold rim top on there as well. Lastly, for this video, and I actually just remembered I forgot to include eBay sales, and I will just tack those on when I get done. But lastly, for Etsy, I sold this Vaseline glass refrigerator dish with the double handles. I bought this from a nearby neighbor who was selling some vintage items, and I paid her $5 for this one right here, and this ended up selling for $24.95. All right, last thing to mention is the eBay sales, and I was able to sell 2 of the big mouth billy bass fishes. Those were featured in one of my very recent haul videos. And so I have some more of those fish left. I have the cool cat fish, and I have Travis the trout, and then, a few more of the regular big mouth billy basses up for sale. So I think that's the only 2 things that I had sold on eBay. So I wish I would remember to have those listings open to show you. But that is a very packed week of sales, and I'm rushing because I am only given 15 minutes to record this with this free trial, or this free version of Screencast-O-Matic. But thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you thought, and if you found anything interesting that you didn't think anybody would buy, because it just doesn't seem like a big thing to you. But let me know, and thanks for watching. Comment and like and subscribe. Thanks.